Hello everyone! Welcome to this game! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we went on a scavenger hunt with Lorem. That was definitely fun. Although Lorem also almost died at one point, so that part was not so fun. It really makes me wonder, if I did not go on that scavenger hunt with Lorem, would he have gone on his own? Would he have actually died off camera? That would have sucked. I really like Lorem. Well, I'm glad I was with him then. Anyway, we still have time to do something else with somebody else. Order some lunch. I bet that is how I would wind up getting a dean to come over to my house. However, I have other plans. Hello there, Beer Force. You haven't missed anything today. I just started. Let's see here. I was thinking of hanging out with Bryce to remain on his good side, but earlier, he made himself really clear that he trusts me, so I don't think I need to go out with him in order to ensure that I am on his good side. Instead, I think I'm gonna go hang out with Remy. Remy is the white dragon that we met at the very start of the game. We have not really seen very much of him, so he hasn't really been involved with the plot, but at the same time he has, because we've seen him on occasion at various locations, and I am really curious about him at this point, so I'm gonna go meet with Remy. He told me to meet him in the lobby. He did? But nobody's here. Maybe I should look for him. He can't be too far, after all. It was quite a spacious building, lined with many bookcases on multiple floors. I wish I could just hang out here for a while. I'm really curious what dragon literature is like. Oh well, I at least got to read a couple books at my own house, or apartment, temporary residence. From the looks of it, it seemed to be as much of an archive as it was a library, with immaculate order permeating the chamber. It was the kind of place I could see myself getting lost in for an afternoon or two, thumbing through all the interesting books it could offer me. Yep, that's definitely me. You think the Dragon World has the Dewey Decimal System? I was looking around in wonder when suddenly a voice penetrated the silence. Not a very friendly voice. Emira. Emira is the Green Nidoqueen, who is overseeing the ambassador situation. Remy! I couldn't see who the voice belonged to, but it came from the more private area in the back. It was followed by footsteps that approached it. Oh, you're still here? Of course I am still here. I have business to attend to. Certainly. I just assumed you'd be done by now, Emira. Come to think of it, Remy is also Remira's assistant. Guess your assumption was wrong, then. Be a good boy and bring me some coffee, will you? Of course, Emira. I heard more movement, though I still could not see either of the two who spoke behind all the bookcases. I assumed the area was off-limits to a visitor like myself and decided to wait. Here you go. Now let me read in peace, you silly boy. Of course. I heard him walk towards my direction until he emerged from behind a bookcase and spotted me. Oh, hello, Erika. I didn't expect you so soon. I didn't expect me so soon either, honestly. Not like I had anything better to do. Better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have come at all. Clearly, I was expected, but I can't remember when I was told to be expected. Not like I had anything better to do. Well, I'm glad to see you again, at any rate. Is that Emira? Yes. Oh. So this is where you work, huh? Most of the time, yes. That makes you a librarian, I suppose. There's a little more to it. I'm not just in charge of the books, I'm a scholar and study them too. For example, if the council requests knowledge on certain topics, like facts, statistics, is a hard word to say, or other information of interest, it is part of my job to research it and present it to them in an appropriate manner. Let me back up. How do I want to respond to this? I mean, this option here looks like an option that I would choose if I wanted to really hit it with Remy. That's not necessarily my goal here. Oh, tough choice. Top one or bottom one? The bottom one seems like it would have the opposite effect of the middle option. It would kind of give me a headache. Just thinking about doing that kind of work day after day gives me a headache. I suppose it's a good thing that I am the one who works here and not you. Anyways, was there a particular reason why you wanted to meet me? You're just... I mean, he is cute. Okay. I was born and coming here seemed to be the most interesting option. Interested what you said the other day, you have myths about humans? I mean, this one isn't necessarily true. You know what? You're just too dang cute. Don't say that. Either way, now that you're here, you could help me with something. I've got some books that need to be sorted over there. Alright, how do I fit them in? Alphabetically? Oh no. The arrangement you see in this library is based on a sophisticated system that sorts everything in a very intuitive manner based on the number of criteria, genre, author, and complexity and age. As you can probably tell, we have a lot of specimens, so just sorting them by alphabet would be far from and efficient. Oh, sufficient and efficient. Efficient. However you want to say it. Also, specimens? That sounds complicated. I'm personally never really a fan of the Dewey Decimal System myself. It's not that hard. I'll show you. Basically, these 8 books you see over there were all part of a section that was moved, so they have to be sorted into their new area. The problem is their labels are so old that they've started to fade away, which makes sorting them a little harder. They will get new labels soon, but until then, we'll just have to make do with what we have here. Hold on a sec. It's hard to tell. Is Remy wearing a white shirt? Or is he just wearing a collar and tie like a Hanna-Barbera character? Okay, so all of them are by Hazik Akil, a writer on the subject of history, and a very prolific one, I might add. You will find the shelf they belong to over there. Now it is just a matter of placing them in the right order from oldest to newest. Well, that's not too difficult. I've written down everything still legible from the old labels here. For someone like you, putting them in order shouldn't be a problem. In any case, I'll be working on something else in the meantime, so let me know once you're done. Oh gosh, yeah, I had a feeling that they might actually expect me to figure this out on my own. Oh gosh, it's actually a puzzle. Okay, let me write these hints down. Actually, no, I don't have to write these down. Remy, are you the one who wrote these hints? You could be a little bit more specific. Oh, okay. Print screen. MS Paint, paste. Okay. So, the third war is directly preceded by the spark. The first war is directly preceded by the inception. The invention is not the third, seventh, or last book. The second war is the fourth book. There is only one book before the first war. The enlightenment comes at some point after the third war. Back up a bit. Oldest to newest. That's what I needed to know. Oldest to newest. So, the first war would be the second book. Pretty sure. Okay. I mean, second war is the fourth book. That is definitely helpful. The Inventions is not third, seventh, or last book. How many books do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we got 6 clues. I think that he said there are 8 books. These are hard, but I am able to do some of them. Third war is directly preceded by the spark. First war is directly preceded by the Assumption. Which means the Assumption is the first book, because there's only one book before the first war. The Invention is not the third, seventh, or last book. The Enlightenment comes at some point after the Third War. Like, hypothetically speaking, would that mean it's the last book? And maybe the Third War is book 7? Which is preceded by the Spark? And if the Invention is not the third, seventh, or last book, would that mean that is the 5th book? I feel like... Well, let me see here. We know for certain the first book is the the inception. The second book is absolutely the first war. Okay, the tribe. The tribe was never mentioned in any of the hints. I'm hoping that I am correct in my assumptions. So we'll say book 3 is the tribe, 4th book is the second war, 5th book is invention, 6th book is the spark, 7th book is third war, and the 8th book is the enlightenment. I think that's it. Oh, you're done? Let's take a look then. Seems you got it all right. Well done, Erika. Huzzah! If I wound up feeling no big deal, I'm not necessarily trying to impress him, but it's certainly a bonus that I did. Oh, I got an achievement for it. Librarian. I didn't know I could have this much fun in a library. I can't tell if you are serious, but I appreciate your help regardless. In any case, there's a box here that belongs in storage. You can put that away, I'll finish the last bit of sorting, and then we will be done for the day. Sure thing. Great! See you in a bit then. Phew, that is heavier than I thought. I lifted the box and carried it towards its shelf, but just as I was about to reach it, I tripped suddenly, sending me to the ground as the contents of the box spilled across the floor. Oops. The noises that just occurred make me feel like I didn't just spill books. I scrambled together the various items as the voice of the dragon called out to me. Is everything all right? Before I could answer, Remy came around the corner, his face bearing a look of disapproval. He stooped over and helped me pick up the spilled objects. Yeah, I'm fine. I was mainly asking about the priceless artifacts you just dropped. Well, I can tell you I'm not saying this option. Shouldn't have asked me for help if you were so worried about the conditions of the things. Make fun of him for caring so much about books and scrolls? No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be, like, really sorry. Well, it doesn't look like anything is broken. That could have ended up much worse. It's like each option was worse and worse as it went on. What is all this stuff anyway? In preparation for your arrival, I wanted to study what knowledge we had on humans. And what did you learn? Not much. The human is a creature shrouded in mystery and legend, yet one we apparently share some history with. Sure, dragon. Tell me I'm the mythological creature. As the story goes, we dragons were once a primitive and savage civilization, living in caves and whatnot. We fought other creatures and amongst each other for resources and territory. One day, however, a human arrived who performed many miracles and gave us the gifts of electricity and reason. We refer to this event as our awakening. What happened to them? And who were they, anyway? They say it was a divine creature, a supernatural being that saved our species by making peace between our clans and uniting us, as our numbers were dwindling from our pointless conflicts. And when the deed was done, they ascended to the heavens from where they came, or turned into a dragon and lived among us, ruling with kindness and wisdom until their eventual passing, depending on who you ask. So, Jesus, then? If you've been wondering why I've gotten religious on occasion with this playthrough, it's because this game is getting religious for me. And what do you make of this story? As unlikely as it sounds, there is evidence for sudden, unprecedented, and I mean, I use that word a lot, but it's another one that's hard for me to say. Unprecedented technological advancement in our timeline. Boy, if it's this difficult to say these words with a human mouth, I can't imagine how difficult it would be with a dragon mouth. We have artifacts from that time that couldn't have been built with the knowledge we had back then. I'm starting to think you already have a theory. Indeed. I take it you are familiar with the way the portals through which you traveled here actually work? Not very. It's simple, really. There are spontaneous wormholes that pop into existence now and then, but their highly unstable nature means that they instantly collapse in on themselves. Okay, well, we have had talks of wormholes. The machinery of the portal merely stabilizes the wormhole so that we may utilize it. We are actually just taking advantage of a naturally occurring phenomenon. Interesting. Ibsen has a different theory on how these are created. One that involves the universe being torn apart. Well, if the wormholes are actually natural, that actually makes it less likely we're destroying the universe. Maybe I should provide this theory to Ibsen if I'm given the chance. Wow, the game has given me some really mean options with Remy. That's pretty cool. Long story short, my theory is that this legendary person stumbled upon one of these natural wormholes in the split second it existed, bringing them into our world. Okay, I would actually kind of love if I accidentally stumbled upon one of these natural wormholes. As long as it didn't suddenly close on me while I was only halfway through. Being thrust into an unfamiliar world with no means to return to their own. Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or just the right one, if you ask me. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today. Oh, what I would give to know more about them. You know what? Me too. How do you know so much about the portal anyway? We found it a while ago, so we've had time to study it. Not me personally, mind you, but I followed its developments with great interest. What else have you discovered about it? Not much, I'm afraid. We didn't want to take the risk of permanent damage, so we won't do anything rash until we completely understand the technology and can replicate it for ourselves. I really feel like somebody's trying to do that right now. Watch it turn out that one of this game's bad endings involves the universe imploding on itself or something. So far, the only thing it has done for us was locating your portal and connecting us to it. From the interface, it appears to have more functions, but we haven't been able to get any of them to work. We were not even sure what it was capable of when we initially turned it on. Only after some time of being active did it actually find your portal, and only then we were able to make the connection. Beerforce says that the game has some dang good bad endings. That is an oxymoron. Also, I'm hoping that this playthrough leads me to one of the good endings. Because here's the thing about these sort of games. It's fun replaying them in order to find all the different options that lead to different storyline branches. But I'm not sure that's ideal to do when you're live streaming, because there's a lot of retreading along the way, uncertain about where those branches are. So I'm likely to play through this game once on camera, and then that'll be it. I might play through it again off camera sometime, but only off camera. Anyway, making that discovery must have been very exciting, especially when you made contact with us and started exchanging letters with us. Oh, you have no idea! Especially when Reza arrived and he turned out to be a human of all things. Some people still worship them, you know. You've mentioned that before. How does that work? Do you have some kind of organized religion based around it? Not exactly. It is more like an adoration on a personal level. I count myself amongst them if it wasn't for the fact that I consider myself to have a more reasonable approach to it than others. For example, there are those that believe there is much more to your sudden appearance than there really is. I think they expect some sort of miracle from you, similar to what was ascribed to humans in the past. Maybe you should worship me. Nah. Well, I can tell you that there is nothing supernatural about me. I'm kind of boring like that. I mean, it'd be cool if I really was a raccoon dragon. But no, I'm just a plain ordinary transgendered human. That's what I expected. Beerforce says you can skip events and dates you've completed on subsequent playthroughs. I do hope you continue after your first ending, as that's when the game really gets good, IMO. I assume whenever you learn other stuff and other perspectives. Either way, as a scholar, I'm looking forward to see everything your PDAs have to offer. I could show you sometime. I see. Well, don't worry about explaining them to me. I'm sure you have much more important things to do while you are here. It is just a question of time until one of them ends up with me anyway. Actually, the PDAs are one of the reasons I volunteered to come here. What do you mean? I know them pretty well. Enough to explain how they work, at least. Of course, that's far from the only reason. I just thought I'd be the kind of person who'd meet all the requirements, and it turned out I was. I see. It was nice of you to volunteer when you must have known there would be considerable risks in coming here. You volunteered as well when you came to meet me, didn't you? I wouldn't think this kind of thing would fall under your jurisdiction regularly. That is true, but by this point, my interest in these matters shouldn't surprise you. I was more surprised that I arrived under cover of darkness to meet an ambassador, though I haven't seen much of you since. Admittedly, I could have, but I wasn't really that interested. Initially, they wanted to have an official reception headed by myself, but in the end they changed their minds due to security concerns, as I told you back then. I suppose that's also why I'm being escorted by the police all the time, except I'm not. Yeah, that was supposed to be my job too, until someone from the police department objected and advocated for more security. Better be safe than sorry, I suppose. Let me guess, that someone was Maverick. I don't have to be me to guess that. How'd you know that? Just a hunch. At least I still got to meet you. Were you nervous when you did? Only the brave or the foolish wouldn't be. I consider myself neither. I have to admit I was too. I was speechless when I saw you, and that wasn't just a side effect of the teleportation. To be fair, I would have been as well if we didn't already know about humans and Reza. There was a moment of silence between us, and our eyes met briefly, when suddenly a loud call echoed through the building. Is it going to be Emira again? Yep. Remy! I better go and see what that is about. Maybe it would be better if you didn't stay out in the open. At the end of the hallway, you can find my office towards the right. Wait for me there. Alright. So, this is your office, Remy. How do you sit on that chair? Beerfor says uncomfortably. Also, in regards to replaying the game, Beerfor says you learn more how the character's stories all tie together. There are certain things you can't do on the first playthrough. Oh, really? I'm kind of curious what those things are, though I don't necessarily need to know right now. So do I wait, rummage through trash, look notebook, drink coffee, look in the mirror? I'm personally not a fan of mirrors, so I'm not doing that. I know what I'm going to find anyway. Look at his computer. I'm not necessarily going to invade his privacy like that. I'm just going to sit comfortably on the bed and wait. Let's wait for a bit. Nothing happened. Well, I'm a little curious. Maybe I can look at the notebook. I feel like I should wait some more. Beerfor says, funny thing, if your name is Jaden, looking in the mirror gives you a Jaden Smith reference. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to look at the notebook. I'm just curious. Heavy paper, perfect binding. I can tell by the cover alone that this is not the cheap stuff, but the result of quality bookmaking. Alright, let's take a peek inside. Looks like unsorted notes. His handwriting is terrible. Nope, can't make it out. Doesn't seem to be anybody's name I know. Don't like coffee. Don't like mirrors. I am kind of curious what dragon computers are like. Though I'm saving before I choose the option because probably it's going to result in me snooping. And that is not necessarily my intention, and I don't want to get in trouble for it if that's what happens. As for the mirror, Beerforce says, it says something like, how can mirrors be real if dragons aren't real? Which is a reference to the infamous, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real tweet. I don't know that tweet. Anyway, I'll go ahead and look at the computer. I wonder if their computers are similar to ours. Let's see. Oh good, this is exactly what I was kind of curious about. At the press of a button, the screen came to life, accompanied by the whir of the machine. After a few seconds, colorful images appeared on the screen. Was not expecting this. I assume that's the purple dragon. Have you come here to beg for mercy? Is that supposed to be Reza? Rizard. I'm betting Lorem has made this game and based this character, in fact a few of these characters I notice, on some of the residents around here. No, Alia. We've come to stop you. Your reign of terror over the land of Marmoa is over. You're outnumbered. Just give up and we can end this without bloodshed. The area is teeming with my soldiers, outnumbering you thousands to one. But I don't even need them. Who knows, if you survive long enough, you might just see why I'm called Elia the Ascended. Edith. Oh, you pompous bleep! Considering the blue message window and the use of symbols, I'm wondering if this swear was inspired by Final Fantasy VII. Before says these are the early designs of the dragons? Interesting. Bonner. Calm down, Edith. Focus. I'm sorry it has come to this, Elia, but this ends now. Ronan, get them! Grrr! Okay, sure. The human is the monster, and growls. Battle start. Edith uses Whirlwind. Oops, I must have had auto battle turned on. Ronan takes 326 damage. Bonner uses Earthquake for 65 damage. I'm more a fan of RPGs that actually show the damage above the character instead of having to read down in the message windows separate from the action. Grrr! Ronan invokes Cosmic Horror. That's a lot of damage. Oh wow. So even dragon computers have the dreaded blue screen of death. It faded away automatically, by the way, so you couldn't really get a good look at it. What the? Hey, what are you doing? I think I broke it. Oh no, let me take a look. Why did you even touch the computer? I just wanted to see what was on it. Well, whatever you did, at least it seems to be okay. Oh no, my game! What's wrong? When you touched the computer, you saw a game running, right? Yeah, I played a little. I had it saved specifically at that moment to play it later. And now it's all gone. What do you mean it's all gone? So much preparation, so many hours spent grinding just to get there. I can't do all of that again. You wouldn't understand. Actually, I do. You do? Yeah, we used to have similar games where I come from. I see. Well, at least my office is still standing. And by the way, did you not save your progress? Or did the save become corrupted? If it became corrupted, then I can definitely relate to that. Alright, story time. So, when I first got a PlayStation 1, I decided to be cheap and buy third-party memory cards. I shouldn't have bought third-party memory cards. I was playing Final Fantasy VIII, and on occasion, my saves would corrupt, and I had to restart the game multiple times. Finally, I decide, you know what? I'm going to create multiple save files. I'm going to create 3 of them. There's no way that all 3 are going to be corrupted at once. On occasionally, a file would corrupt, but good news, I had backup files. Finally, I get to the end of disk 3, and all 3 save files corrupted at the same time. And that was the end of my progress. So yeah, I can definitely relate. It is also why I never use third-party memory cards. Speaking of which, what's with the bed? It looks like you live here. When I have to work late, it's just easier to stay here. Besides, I have the knowledge of the whole library at my fingertips and can use the resources and equipment as I please, like this computer. Don't you have one at home? No, we generally don't have this kind of technology in every household, though it's not exactly rare either. We just use it where we need it. Back home, we used to have computers everywhere. Most of us even carried one on our wrist wherever we went. Is that so? Yeah, technology is really cool. Oh, that means the library will be closing pretty soon. If you want to do or ask anything in particular, now is the time. Can we, like, cuddle or something? I don't know, that bed looks cozy, and I never cuddled with the dragon before. Okay, I'd like to know more about your human miss. Are you available? I can't really think of anything. Available? I'm sure he is, but I'm not really interested in that. But as long as I'm here, I'd like to know more about your human myths. There's a lot we could get into, but I'm afraid we won't have enough time now. Maybe another day. Anyways, thank you for your help. If there is any way I can repay you, just let me know. Oh boy. Invite me to dinner sometime? No. Can't really think of anything? No. But that... Well, I mean, maybe, but that kiss is option... kiss is tempting. I'm a little too shy. Can't think of anything. Well, what do humans typically do in such a situation? Invite them for a meal, probably. Then that's what I'll do. Sounds good to me. Alright then, Have a nice evening. You too. We parted amicably, or so I thought. Would I see him again? I wasn't sure, but I kept his number just in case. Is it time for a new chapter? It's time for a new chapter. Loss. A superstition? It's going to be one of those chapters. Or it could be both of those. Huh. Well, as long as we're starting a new chapter, then this is a good point to go on a break. We will be right back. And when we come back, I feel like it's time for more bad things.